How you doing? I'm Braden with L2 Survival. Today's video is going to be about the rule of 72. I've had a lot of people hit me up lately asking me, hey, what is this rule? I don't know. It's very simple. It's a urban combat tactic in regards to dealing with social unrest, government breakdown, or possible economic collapse. Situation arises. At the end of the day, you're going to want to stay put. I know that probably goes against everything that you've been taught about survival, because right off the bat, you know, there's companies out there, there are people out there that'll train you and say, hey, grab your bug out bag, just take off. Within the first 72 hours, you're going to want to stay put. Let everyone else kind of run for the hills, especially if you're in an urban setting. Your neighbors to the left and right of you are going to probably be packing up their vehicles because they're panicking. Even if they do have a plan, they probably haven't taken the time to figure out the variables of the situation. So what's going to happen is they're going to pack up their vehicles, they're going to have a decent plan, they're going to get everything into their vehicles, and they're going to try to head for the hills. But then they're going to realize about 2 miles down the road when they're gridlocked in traffic, man, I should have thought a little bit better about this. They're going to look at each other and say, we should have just stayed home. For 72 hours, you're going to hunker down, you're going to stay in spot. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to set security in your home or your safe spot. And what I mean by setting security is you're going to have a predetermined security plan between you, your loved ones, or maybe some friends that are involved in this situation to fortify your safe location. So that means locking down windows, doors, possibly breaking out the firearms and securing that position. In between that time, that's when you're going to bust out all of your supplies, all your food and your water. You're going to start going through everything, and then you're going to figure out a ration plan. Hunker down, stay in spot. Don't lose the high ground. I tell people this all the time. It's a military tactic. You know, the high ground always wins, okay? So you're going to be the safest where you're at when that event hits. Nobody knows the area like you. Nobody knows your house like you. Nobody knows the exits, the streets, the basic local area that you live in the way that you do. Even the police force, emergency first responders, they're not going to have the lay of the land the way that you do. So again, don't give up that high ground right off the bat. So hunker down, set security. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to analyze. You're going to have to probably head out of your safe location, maybe in a group, which brings me up to my next point. Secondary communications is a must during any shit hit the fan scenario. So have two-way radios, ham radios, and citizens band. I preached in a few other videos about having citizen band radios that come into play, and they're really helpful, especially when you live in an urban area where there are highways and freeways nearby. And in regards to citizen band, all you have to do is turn that on, and you're able to listen to the traffic. At any given time, you're going to probably have big rigs driving by like every minute or two. Gridlock traffic, obviously, these big rigs within the first day or two of this emergency are going to have to figure out how they're going to have to get around the emergency with the products that they have on hand, because that's their main job, to get products from point A to point B. So they're going to be able to tell you which roads are locked down, what the situation is in your local area. So if you can possibly go out and buy a citizens band radio, I know they sell them on Amazon. They're pretty decent. They're very cost effective. Get the handheld ones if you want, or you can actually mount one in your vehicle. But again, backing up to secondary communications for analyzing, bring communications out with you and start feeling the area, start figuring out what's going on. You'll be able to analyze, figure out the threat level, and possibly where you are within that emergency in regards to, is there local police force out? Are there criminal elements out? How does the area look? and again, doing reconnaissance near the highways and freeways, because that might be part of your evacuation plan. You're gonna go out, you're gonna get the variables, figure it out, 72 hours, bring that information back to your safe location, discuss it with your team, and then you're going to decide to react. What I mean by reacting is, I don't mean bugging out right off the bat, but if the situation warrants it, you're gonna have that information to make the best judgment. And then you could predetermine, okay, I had a plan to head up this way, but the problem is this road is locked down, so we're gonna have to go around. I got some information from some truckers, the other day saying that this road is open. So you'll be able to take that information, come up with a reaction plan. And if you do choose to evacuate, you'll be able to make a better call within 72 hours instead of just leaving right off the bat. Again, I know there's a lot of training out there, there's a lot of companies out there that are gonna push you into thinking all you have to do is grab a bag, throw a bunch of junk in a bag, and guess what? You're gonna get from the spot that you're in with that major emergency to a possible safe location, without any threat. And that's insane. That's insane thinking. So again, rule of 72, stay put for 72 hours, set your security, analyze, ensure that you have secondary communications and you have a good security plan within your group. Go out and do some reconnaissance, try to figure out what's going on in the local area and determine your threat level. Bring that information back over the next couple days, come up with a plan on how you're going to evacuate if you need to evacuate, or the reaction. Remember what I said, reaction doesn't mean just bugging out. The reaction of the portion of 72 could mean you're going to stay in the spot for longer. It's actually safer where you are, or you don't have enough information to make a good decision to evacuate, because you don't know if the space in between point A and your future safe location you're trying to get to is all messed up. So at the end of the day, hunker down, set security. Don't go crazy with the security. Again, you're gonna probably have law enforcement out. If it gets too bad, you're probably gonna have military out. So I'm not saying just start popping shots at people, but obviously you have the right to defend your personal property and your family during times of civil unrest. And then you're going to move to the portion of the analyzing. What kind of forces are in the area? Is it the police? Is it the National Guard? Is it the UN? A lot of people bring up situations about the UN coming in and trying to confiscate your weapons and declare martial law. That analyzing portion of the rule of 72 is going to allow you to make a proper decision and come up with a proper plan. So the rule of 72 is simple. One last time, hunker down the spot, let everyone run off, because at the end of the day, they're not going to be any safer out there than you are in your home. I'm going to tell you, you're going to have the high ground. They're not. They're moving into a situation with variables that are not going to be able to control. So stay where you are, set security, round up all your food and water, your supplies, medical first aid kits, and go out and analyze over the next 72 hours, and then possibly come up with a reaction plan. If you are going to bug out, like I said, it's going to give you a lot more information for the fluid situation at hand to make a better decision on what you're going to do. So again, rule of 72, plain and simple, down and dirty. I know there's probably going to be a lot of people who are like, oh man, I have a plan, I'm just going to run out there. I'm just putting information out there. Here at L2, we have a staff of highly trained military veterans with a vast background in survivability, urban combat tactics. So we built a lot of our programs around the training that we receive in the military. So again, rule of 72, stay put, set security, analyze, and react. I'm Braden Marquardt with L2. We'll see you soon.